Hey, can you come see me for a minute? I can't find something. I need your help. Where is it? Do you have a pen I can borrow?
Mind your business.
Hey everybody, welcome to Mind Your Business. For some quick context, I am based in the United States of America, so if you're in another culture, this may not apply to you equally. Also, I am not a licensed professional. That means I'm not your lawyer, I'm not your therapist, I'm not your medical professional. If you need any of those services, you'll have to go out and find somebody. It is so annoying when you have that one coworker that just will not leave you alone. You're just trying to do your job, you're just trying to get through the day. Why are they always bothering you? Who hasn't been through this situation? You just want them to leave you alone, especially because this is somewhere where you work. You don't want to be bothered by other people. You're just here to do your job. Well, we're here to talk about your mental health and to help you get through this, so let's look at some things that we can do to fix that problem of that annoying coworker who just will not leave you alone. So the first thing that I think we need to look into is, does this person remind you of somebody from your past? Do you have a pen I can borrow?
Do you have a pen I can borrow?
If your coworker reminds you of a coworker that you've had in the past, or maybe a parent or a boss or somebody else in your life that has treated you this way before, it could be that a lot of those old feelings are coming back up, especially if they were things that you didn't resolve previously. So you want to be careful that maybe this person isn't actually trying to be annoying, and maybe they're really not trying to make things so difficult for you. Maybe it's just part of their personality, the way that they behave. Be cautious that maybe your own internal compass for all of this might be a little bit off if you've had an experience in the past that was very stressful, possibly even traumatizing. And on that same note, is it possible that maybe you're just really stressed out, that you've been having a busy week or a busy month or a busy year? If things have been really busy for you, if you've been very stressed, you've been under strict deadlines, whatever the case may be, maybe it's not so much about your coworker right now, it's just that things are so that you can't seem to get a break. So what you got to do in this case is to find time for breaks. Schedule your breaks. When you have breaks, take those breaks. When you get home, make sure you distance yourself a little bit from your work. Or if you're somebody who works from home, set aside time so that you have that ability to slow things down, relax, and get back in touch with the things that make you feel good, the things that help you to relax. All right, but let's just say that it really is them. There's something that they're doing that's really annoying and it's frustrating. What do we do then? Well, the first thing I would say is, do they know? Do they know that they're being annoying? Have you told them before? If you've never told them, if you haven't made it clear, make it clear now. Sometimes we think that because we show it on our face or we have a tone of voice or something that they're going to pick up on that. But some people aren't so great at picking up on body language. They're so in their own world that they don't pay attention. So we have to express it very directly to them and say things like, hey, when you do this, this is bothering me. Hey, I'm a little busy right now, and when you keep interrupting me, it's really hard for me to concentrate. You might be saying, well, yeah, I've done that before and they didn't change. Well, sometimes you have to remind people repeatedly. If this has been a pattern of theirs for a while now, they may need to be reminded. Sometimes we just get so used to doing things and nobody's challenged us, so we just keep doing them. And maybe we don't think it's so serious the first time somebody tells us. But once we start hearing that same message over and over again, that gives us the opportunity to make a change. So remind them, what you're doing is bothering me. Now let's say you've reminded them, you've made it pretty clear, like, you are annoying me. The next thing I would look at is, have you set down any consequences for them, for their behavior? Now the thing is, you probably want to do this through your boss. I know every situation is a little different, you're gonna have to feel this out for yourself. But generally, your boss is gonna wanna be the one to lay down consequences on somebody else's behavior in the organization, and you'll want to include your boss in that discussion. Sometimes we get a little bit afraid that if we're telling our boss, that makes us like a tattletale, or we think like we should be able to handle it on our own. But really what we're doing is giving our boss a heads up on what's going on and how we're feeling, and giving them the opportunity to see if there's a creative solution that can be had that maybe we wouldn't be able to do on our own. Because we're in a position usually with a coworker where we don't have any authority over that person. We can't necessarily lay down consequences for them, but if we share a boss, our boss can do something about it. Hey, do you think we could talk a little bit later? The next thing that I would consider is, how serious is this? If this is a pervasive problem and it's something like sexual harassment, it may go beyond just you and the coworker and your boss. This may be something that has to go to HR. I would caution first, and remember, I'm not a lawyer, but I would caution first going to see a lawyer, because if you bring it to HR, there could be some complications where HR is trying to protect your company and they're not necessarily there to protect you. So see a lawyer. A lawyer will be able to advise you and help you see, is this a case where they need to get involved? If it's a sexual harassment case, maybe they need to talk to HR before you ever go to HR. And if you think that something really is this serious, please start documenting things. Make sure you have emails, dates, write down notes. Don't make it like your whole life becomes swamped by this, because nobody wants their life consumed by something like this. But if it is serious and it is threatening your job and it's threatening your livelihood, it may be worth it to document things. Here are all the incidents of what they've been doing. Something else that I would consider is, if they continue doing this outside of work, maybe there's some kind of stalking behavior, online bullying, whatever it is, you may want to consider getting your local authorities involved. Again, that would maybe be something to discuss with the lawyer first, but we're limited in how much we can do sometimes, and having other people involved helps us. Hi, I need help with somebody who's been harassing me. Now, if this is an ongoing problem and you don't seem to be getting anywhere, you may want to ask your boss if you can change departments or start looking for another job. Now, I know that it's not fair that you have to do this. Nobody wants to have to do that, but we're limited sometimes in our capacity to make change. We can only take care of ourselves. And if we can't get the other person to stop doing what they're doing, if we can't get other people to help us in influencing that person, the last person that we have control over is ourselves, and we always have the ability to change departments, change jobs. Ultimately, you deserve to be happy, and when you're getting up every day and you're having to deal with somebody who's constantly annoying you at work, that's going to wear down on your happiness. Listen, this just isn't the right place for me. I found employment elsewhere. Nobody likes to have their boundaries walked over. Nobody wants to have to go to work every day and deal with somebody who's constantly annoying you and constantly invading your space. And if you're somebody who's been dealing with this, I'm sorry that you've had to deal with this for so long. I hope that some of the suggestions here have made it so that you have a way to move forward. You deserve to be happy in whatever way you choose to make your livelihood, especially when you're spending so much time there. If you're somebody who has trouble with boundaries, I do have some free worksheets on boundaries over on my Patreon page. Patreon is a place where you can support me in making videos like this and support me in my mission of humanizing mental health. Thank you to the patrons who have already done so. If you want to learn more about mental health, head over to youtube.com/RyanLiberty, hit subscribe. And now let's hear from you. What is the worst situation that you have been in with an annoying coworker, and how did you handle that? Hopefully you were able to handle it well. We can all learn from each other. Leave that down below in the comments. Thank you for joining me here on Mind Your Business. It's gotta be here somewhere. I found it!